Live from an underground bunker somewhere in rural North Carolina, it's Grown Man Record Night Live. Trickle on in, folks. Go on and trickle on in. Trickle on in. Get you an ice cold drink from the bar. Fill up your drink. Make it nice and stiff. Get you a good seat. Get you a good seat for the program.
Because we're in your face tonight.
And welcome to Grown Man Record Night. The 301st time that I have said that.
Maybe. You don't need to read that.
No. Were you texting me stuff in the middle of the show?
No, I was. Steve sent a group text. Steve had a gig tonight that Steve just replied. I guess.
Hey, the girlfriend's joining us.
Okay, Steve.
Fever
had a show tonight where he was singing. Was that the 71?
No, sir.
Which one was it?
Steve was singing with a symphony
tonight.
Symphony. The Vagabond Saint Society.
So he was performing something.
AZ Mick, what's up, buddy Rowe? It's good to see you on here, man. Cheers to you, my friend.
Was it Zeppelin? Was it Kashmir, right?
Steve did. Jay, you don't know anything about this. He did Kashmir. He did the Immigrant Song. He did a Beach Boys song. He did.
He said Kashmir last week. That's all I know.
Yeah, and Beach Boys. He did.
Which Beach Boys song?
Moody Blues. He did a whole bunch of songs with like kind of like a tribute band and a with the symphony behind. And it's a group of rotating musicians that operate here in the Piedmont Triad in North Carolina. It's a really big deal, and they put on a big show. I'm sure it was epic. But he was performing with Mitch Easter, who a lot of you may know from REM and Let's Active fame. He was REM's producer on a few albums. Some of the first albums.
Yeah, Steve just sent us a
Ain't
picture.
nothing popping, E. We just doing the damn thing, man. Metal T. Everyone seemed sober after last week.
That's crazy.
I mean,
last week was insane.
I got it together.
Carl was a little bit.
Carl was out
happy.
of the frame.
Carl was happy.
But I tell you what, man. Last week was bonkers. It was a really good time. For our 300th show.
Yeah.
Able to have a couple of guests in here doing some big shit. Had a big time. Carl and his buddy Eddie, who I met last week, cool cat. Stayed all the weekend. We played some games on Saturday and played some more records and ate Mexican food and got drunk.
Oh, you went to the Mexican.
Went to Laja, baby.
Yeah. Awesome.
Low carb and all, man. I went up there. I took one for the team.
Okay.
But
you get? Carbs?
3 cheese enchiladas. Yeah, I ate some carbs. I did. I'm starting to relax a little bit.
Good for you.
But it was a good time, man. It was a really, it was cool to have some early on stalwarts of the Grown Man Record Night community joining us, not only live in the studio, but live on chat and people watching us. And the video has gotten a lot of views and gotten a lot of new subscribers. And, it's kind of been, I don't want to say blowing up, but it was like, for us, but kind of blowing up in the week. A lot of that's in the fact that we talked about last week. Chris did a nice shout out for us. Randy's done some nice shout outs for us. Zeke's done them in the past. Rob from Boston did one last week. Bill did an enormous shout out last week, right at the 0 hour to bring us in some more viewers. And past that, this week, Wes, Super Wes, you guys may know, VC legend, did a nice little shout out at the beginning of his video. And I knew something was up because my phone was like, bing bong, bang bing, bong bang, and just kept ding donging all day long. Ding dong America. That's what we like here, baby. Ding dong America. And it kept popping off, and I was like, somebody said some shit. So I went on there. Either that or I pissed a bunch of people off. But I went on there, and Wes had told people, like, hey, you need to check this channel out. And, man, he's got tons of viewers, and people were subscribing left and right. So not only thank you to everybody that's hung around with us for all these years and put up with all our dumb bullshit, but we got new mugs coming in here.
Yeah.
Fresh meat, Jay.
Fresh meat.
Fish. coming in here live and fresh, checking us out for the first time. So we want those new folks to
The new pokes?
new folks to trickle on in, get a good seat. And even though we've done 300 episodes, Jay, or 301 now,
Yeah. As far as we know.
as far as we know, I just want to use a quote from one of my heroes.
Okay.
We're sitting at that tippity top of the mountain, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
We're at the tippity top of the mountain, but we're only halfway up. Think about it. We're just getting started, baby. 301, and we're just getting started. So you don't want to go anywhere. So thanks everybody for the new support, the old support, and just support in general. And thanks for my jockeys for supporting me right now, because my boys need support, Jay.
That's right. That's right.
And for you new folks, you're gonna want to make sure you keep up with us. We're on all the social bullshit, so.
So we're not on the social?
No, we are. We're on all the social bullshit. You want to keep up with us. You want to get connected, get social, and get aggressive. YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Holla at us during the week. We talk some just music, news, and bullshit. So get up in there and do something about it.
Have you heard that Let's Get Social song?
Have I heard what now?
That Let's Get Social song?
I don't know that I've heard that, Jay. I'll be honest with you about it.
Like social media?
No. Who's that by?
Keep talking.
Is that a bit that just failed? Did you just fail a bit right in the middle of everything?
No.
Well, if you guys notice, the shot tonight may look a little different. I hope it looks better. You know, we're always trying to. We got big things coming. We got new equipment. We got new stuff on the horizon. I'm gonna spend a bunch of money this year, Jay. I'm gonna get just freaking stupid. I don't care, Jay. I'm gonna get stupid. But in the meantime, we've done a little bit of improvements in the studio. One of the things, I've tightened the shot up a bit.
Yeah, it looks
if you
good
may notice.
tonight, huh?
I've tightened the shot. It's a lot tighter than we normally do for this. And part of that is, for you tech heads, is like we're trying to, the focus is weird with this camera that we're using. So I would be in focus, and if you notice, like, you know, whoever's sitting here is out of focus, and it's bullshit, and I can't stand that. And I've tried to figure it out. I mean, you know, being transparent here, Steve and I do this kind of shit for a living. So what the hell is that? No. If that's copyrighted, get off of here.
It's a viral video.
It'll pop us.
It was a viral
It'll
video.
pop us.
It was a viral video.
You're popping us. What's up, Aaron Griffin? You're gonna pop us? Turn it down.
It's a public domain.
No, it ain't. I guarantee it ain't.
It's a viral video.
That's exactly why it's gonna pop us, because it's viral. Pop us. Pop us. Papadopoulos. So anyway, we're tightening this shot up, trying to help this focus situation out, and I think it looks a little better tonight. You guys can chime in and talk shit or whatever.
Put a poll out there if it looks better.
Oh, I don't poll nobody. I ain't into polls.
That's not what I heard.
But all right. But so anyway, this is this shot's a little closer, right? And it's pretty neat. That's like,
It's in our face, huh?
get a little closer, right? Right. So we'll just see what happens with the. See if this is better than it was before. Are we? Bananas. Yeah, what's going on? Well, yeah, I said it, but it's no, it's like a turn of phrase. You know, you turn a phrase. I mean, I know it's their slogan. No, we talked about it last week, but I know it was just a turn of phrase. No, I mean, it's something people say. No, I'm not raising my voice. I know I've been raising my voice a lot lately, but I'm not doing that right now. We'll make sure that everybody knows about it. I'm not raising my voice. Okay. Anyway.
Who's that?
Nah, ain't no problem. Request line. We got all request and dedication going on.
You know, right now, if you want to call in, you don't put them on the air if they call in.
No, that's a bad idea. On your phone.
336-844-2241.
Who's that? Your ex-girlfriend? Is that what you're doing, Jay? Thank you, Aaron. Aaron says it looks a lot crispier than usual. I think, Aaron, we're using the old Logitech C920, the gold standard in webcams.
Call in to 336.
They don't do if you back up, these cameras suck balls.
336-889-2019.
336 all sevens. Moving forward, we're stalling out. We're losing everybody. We're stalling out. Sad news this week. We hate to be the bearer of bad news. Roar! But we lost Dick Dale this week. What did I do with that record? Oh, it's over here. What we played. We played it a couple records ago. This is Dick Dale. Morst. And his Dale. Open that window there. Honey, hush. Surfer's Choice. This is some of his greatest hits.
Yeah.
Really tragic, man. I mean, every death is tragic. I've learned in the news department. But this is a terrific record that I picked up on the cheap. And I've always loved Dick Dale. What an innovator. And he kind of fell off. I don't want to say fell off, but till Quentin Tarantino and Pulp Fiction. All of a sudden, our generation, all of a sudden was like, well, who's this guy that's just double picking this guitar like a mofo? Yeah. You know? I remember when I was first learning guitar, I was like, I want to do that. But anyway, he had a lot of health problems, man.
Was he not doing anything until that kind of recirculated?
I mean, just struggling by. But it's really, it's one thing when people die or like some kind of, they die on top because they're just doing drugs and whatever, or a car crash, or somebody fades out when they're really old. But to me, what's ultra sad is a guy like Dick Dale, who was, for decades of music fans, held him in very high regard, did a lot of innovative different things with the guitar, had a resurgence, so a new, continuous new generations of people were into it. But at the end, he had like lots of stuff going on, from like diabetes.
We had to tour to like pay for his medical expenses.
He had rectal cancer. He had kidney problems and stuff, and he was touring heavy to like, apparently the insurance company was not giving him enough money. Right. He needed like colostomy bags and shit like that. Normally I'd be making fun of colostomy bags, but for once I'm not. So everybody calm down. Calm down. So he couldn't even afford, or he wasn't supplied enough colostomy bags, where he was like, this shit is building up inside of me and it's making me sick and rotting inside of me because you're not giving me enough. You know what I mean? That's very sad. For somebody that's such an influential guitarist and musician to go out like that, that's freaking sad, man. That's bad business.
I know all that.
Yeah, it's sad, man. I don't like shit like that. Because
he played here within the last year or two.
Did he really?
Right down the road.
What's up, DJ Trish? I see you in there. Thanks for staying with us for so long. Who's saying? Well, I can't get into the phone call, Trish, but I've been raising my voice a lot lately. I'm trying not to do that.
Bernie Torme died this week, and probably no one really knows who he is.
You think Metal Theologian knows who he is?
Metal Theologian? I feel like I'm talking to Alexa. Metal Theologian!
What the fuck do you want, Jay? That's what it would sound like.
Do you know who Bernie Torme was? Is he on here? The Theologian?
He is.
Okay. Anyway, he was the guy that replaced.
For you, Brohammer.
He was the guy that replaced Randy Rhoads touring with Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh, okay. Right on.
Or maybe it was the other way around. He was
vice versa.
Anyway,
you vice versa in things?
Yeah, I think he was the direct replacement for Randy Rhoads.
That's some big shoes to fill, dude.
But yeah, so that was his kind of claim to fame, and he was in some other bands like that weren't nearly the success of that. But he was sick too.
Okay. Thanks for filling us in on that one, Jay.
Well, Hal Blaine, we talked about him last week, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
We probably played something by him and didn't even realize it.
You know, I earlier in the day talking to our man Ragnar from Iceland.
Oh yeah.
And you know, it's funny because I just read this article, and we're such a he gets off and starts like drinking like Friday night stuff, and I'm still at work because the time difference is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But he was like,
Time
man,
difference, that's a crazy.
he's like, dude, Bjork's releasing all of her like major albums and shit on cassette. And I was literally reading the article like right then. There's a few Bjork like Post and Debut are just two Bjork albums that are just fan-frickin-tastic. Really cool. She's going to be releasing it looks like all of them on cassette. Which we're going to be doing a little cassette release coming up, hopefully.
I bought some cassettes here in the last.
You did?
I bought one this past week. I was going to show a little bit later, maybe.
Oh, you got something coming up?
Yeah.
Let's deep tease that. Yeah, I didn't want to give that away on Dig of the Week or anything.
Yeah. Cassettes are cool.
Yeah, they're neat, man. I have to say.
It's kind of a throwback. That was kind of our heyday. Like we weren't really alive when records went there.
I was playing my parents' records, but I was buying cassettes as a kid.
Yeah. I mean, records were thriving when we were little kids, but our prime was more cassettes. So that still has a special place in my heart.
We're big jazz fans here on the program, likely as you are. And Blue Note has put out some news this week that they're going to be launching a year-long reissue series called Blue Note 80. It's going to run through this spring through through April of 2020, and they're going to release 3 new records each week, based on the themes of Blue Note debuts, Blue Grooves, great Reed Miles covers, Blue Note Live, Blue Note drummer leaders, which is pretty crazy. It kind of coincides with that documentary we talked about not too long ago. What's that shit that called? That Blue Note's got a documentary come out. Blue Note Records is the name of it. That's not very innovative. But the first 3 are going to be Herbie Hancock's Taking Off, Dexter Gordon's Doing All Right, and Robert Glasper's Canvas. And this shit's going to run for like a full year of reissue. So that's some pretty cool shit, man. I'm pretty stoked about that. I'll probably not pick any of them up because I'm really cheap.
Yeah.
But
Steve might though,
and maybe he'll bring them over. Be sure to follow us on Instagram. Everybody's got the Insta.
Are you on Instagram?
Wah, wah. You know this hat I'm wearing on my head now, Jay?
I know that hat you're wearing.
I've had this hat since 1985.
Yeah, your dad's a fan of that hat.
No shit, 1985. Somebody do something.
Is that an OG? Did you buy that at your granny's?
I'm an OG, yeah.
Oh yeah. Is that a gas station?
Sort of. Bigger than that.
Truck stop?
More like that. More like that.
We're on 95 right there in Dillon.
All right, let's move on. Ain't none of your business.
95 runs through Dillon, right?
Close, yeah.
Okay.
So.
Sorry about my Dillon tangent.
No, that's.
You couldn't get me talking about Dillon, man. I just don't stop.
I know. Kind of big, weird reissue. For a lot of people, will not know what this record is.
Okay.
But I found this record several years ago, and I've streamed it, and I looked it up. I was like, man, I'd like to pick this up. It is really, really expensive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's called, here we go. Check this out.
I saw that.
You saw about this?
I saw that.
Sacred Bones is reissuing the coveted 76 album Mother Earth's Plantasia from Canadian composer Mort Garson this June. It was inspired by the book The Secret Life of Planets, a mid-70s phenomenon written by occultist, former OSS agent Peter Tompkins, and dowsing enthusiast, former CIA agent Christopher Bird. That, okay, everybody stand by, get this, they claimed that houseplants could read our thoughts, predict natural disasters, and above all, enjoyed listening to music. This shit was made in the 70s on a Moog for a Los Angeles plant shop called Mother Earth. It was created and sold specifically for the plants bought from this Mother Earth customer. there's even going to be like a listening party when this comes out in Brooklyn at a Botanical Garden. 18th of June is when it comes out. If you've never heard this record, do yourself a favor and go check it out.
Yeah.
If you like synth stuff, weird synth stuff, especially from the 70s, go check this out. It's pretty damn crazy, and it's one of those things that kind of gets in you, and you want to hear it more. Even though
I had no idea what this was.
it's bonkers.
Did you know anything about this?
Yeah. A few years ago, I found it, and I remember showing Steve, like, bro, you've got to hear this record.
You found it?
Well, I mean, online.
Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, you're right, Metal Theologian. There's a lot of Blue Note reissue stuff coming out. Makes me kind of wonder what's going on with them and why there's so much. It's not. I wouldn't say it's suspect, but it's weird how they're doing that.
Metal Theologian.
I've been watching that
care
Ken
about
Burns Jazz, Trish.
Metal Theologian didn't care about Bernie Torme, apparently.
No, you know Bernie Torme, Metal? No, he said he never really gave a shit about it. I said,
Yes, yeah.
dude, speaking ill of the dead and everything. All right, what the hell else was I gonna say?
I don't know.
There's I won't get into it too hard because I think there's going to be a new King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard album coming out.
Huh.
Steve is a big fan.
Yeah.
And I had some stuff. There's a 7-inch that was released today, and what it is it's going to be a precursor to this stuff. Apparently there's no guitar on the whole album. It's like, I don't know if it's the whole album, but
Bass.
synths. Like 4 out of the 5 people, I think, are playing synth.
Oh, wow.
So it could be, I don't want to say a departure. It could be interesting to check out. Who knows?
Who knows?
But anyway,
Yeah.
I don't want to steal that steam from Steam Fever, who may be buying the full record when it comes out, like in April, I think.
Steam's Keys.
It's not a record store day thing, but it is coming out in April.
What is Record Store Day like? The end of the month?
It's on Saturday. It's a Saturday.
So there's a 1 in 4 chance I can guess when it is.
You got it. So let's get into some of what we played tonight, Jay. Unless you got new business. You got any old business?
You watch any basketball? You see the Racers
BB basketball.
today?
Did you guys do a bracket? We're down here in Tobacco Road,
My
so everybody does it.
beloved Murray State Racers looked really good yesterday.
What's your history with Murray State, Jay?
I was employed by them at one point.
You were an F apostrophe ball coach.
Yeah.
Hut.
Which they have a very rich basketball tradition.
Oh,
You
it's
know,
rich,
Kentucky,
baby.
Kentucky, that's probably the second biggest basketball state behind North Carolina. You know,
Yeah, for sure.
some would probably even argue and say they're kind of neck and neck. But
So, would you say you enjoyed your time at Murray State?
it was great.
Good
It was
time?
Kind of in the middle of nowhere, but it was great. Man.
How bonkers is being a football coach there, in terms of like lifestyle?
It's great. I got to sleep in the stadium for a couple months. And I moved there.
Is that good?
That was glamorous.
Yeah.
So,
No, see, I got ready to say something inappropriate. See, I'm getting better. I'm not raising my voice.
You should say something
I'm not yelling.
appropriate.
No,
Why can't you say something?
I can.
It wouldn't be right if you didn't say something.
I'm not
appropriate.
yelling.
Why aren't you yelling? It's
The new mic. Key. Everything's great.
okay.
I said everything's great. So yeah, we'll get into what we played.
Yeah,
which is a pretty good. You know, I had good intentions tonight of really playing. Actually, you know what I was gonna do was go back to the
future.
yes, the old way of we were doing things of like we talked about last week of starting with jazz. Starting with jazz, going into funk. Ooh, that had a piece of something in it. And you know, doing that old thing that we used to do. But chat was squawking.
Yeah.
I listen to chat now.
People don't like.
So they didn't want to do that tonight, and people were taking their time. Hey, thanks, Bill, for the nice compliment on the audio. We actually,
You did an overhaul.
Steve did some work on this microphone, and then I followed up and did some work on the microphone, and so we're both back on It was a challenge last week, I have to say, because we were down a couple of mics and we have a channel issue with one of our mixers. So we had, and then we had 4 people on the set, so we had a new set of challenges. And I tell people that's really why we started doing, one of the reasons we started doing Grown Man Record Night. Steve and I do this kind of shit for a living, and making a video and putting something out, it's not, I won't say it's not challenging, not rewarding, but being able to handle on-the-fly situations, or not being able to handle it sometimes, but the dynamic situation of being live is so cool. And it gives it the public access live vibe that just, I love it, man. What's up, Don Crom? I see you down there, bro.
Oh,
Hope you're doing well, man.
He uses the term gentleman loosely.
I don't see no gentleman over there now. Woo! Honey hush.
Hello?
I once wore feathers to a minister's funeral. Your move, Jay. But anyway.
I don't get it.
I don't either. She did.
Okay.
Anyway, I did work on some microphones this week, so hopefully everything works out. Whoever knows. Producer of TV. I do produce television. I get paid to do it.
Oh, you direct.
But I did want to, last week, we did this epic 300 playlist last week, and, there was a lot of stuff, and I'm like, damn it, man, we should have played this. Damn it, man, we should have played that. And we'd have been playing music from 2 p.m.
Still be playing.
Yeah, we'd still be playing stuff that was classic Grown Man Record Night stuff. So tonight I had it all good of intentions, and I did slide a few in of like what I would say honorable mentions. Beyond honorable mentions, stuff we probably should have played. Esquivel is one of these. This is a Cameraman record. And if you've never listened to Esquivel, some of the early stuff we were really into in Grown Man Record Night history was the hi-fi, tiki, lounge kind of music. Bachelor pad kind of music. And Esquivel is the, man. That's the coup de grace of that kind of stuff. These are kind of pricey records at times. Okay. And that's actually, I don't know if I've ever, he may not see this for a while, but I will say, we're good buddies with Chris from Dixieland Farm. He's a good friend of the program. I had seen him on the Vinyl Community Facebook group. And then I stumbled onto, because me and Cameron were both big fans of this tiki lounge stuff, bachelor pad vibe, and I found this Facebook group called Space Age Bachelor Pad Music or something, and I'm like, oh, I want to join this group. And when I joined the group, it was like the first person that said is also a member of the group was Chris from Dixieland Farm, and I'm like, I know this guy from the VC page, and then when I clicked on, I snooped his page, I clicked on it, and I'm like, son of a bitch, this guy lives like 40 minutes from us. That's how I kind of snooped on him first, and I realized who he was, but it was cool. Metal says the selection of Blue Notes kind of chaps his balls. There's a lot of shit here that's pretty easy to find already. Yeah, you know what I want to see is some Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers, like not reissues, but some OGs. I don't see those very much. I almost bought a reissue today for $15 though. I mean, at 15, why can't you just grab it? I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Bill says a lot of the ones they're coming out with, he's buying because he can't find them. Have a feeling the harder to find ones are on the horizon. I think you may be right, man. I think they're starting to figure out there's a market for people that love Blue Note and the culture and the history behind it, and are willing to spend some money even on the OGs. Willing to maybe even spend $50 if they find an OG of certain things, but are not even finding those. At least that you can put your hands on and not the internet. So perhaps they realize that now that's a reissue market that's untapped. Put those out, people are going to buy them. I'd rather spend $23 on a record that's, it's right here brand new, or spend $50 online for something you don't even know that may have a big scratch on it. You know what I mean?
It's a cool label.
Yeah,
Of
course.
They were like the king of.
They are the label.
They were
I mean, really.
Probably the coolest label ever.
Yeah, I would say so.
Or Rod Navy.
This is another one. This is an honorable mention. Honestly, it should have been one that was played last week. Jimmy Smith and Wes Montgomery, what Metal Theologian calls the sandwich record. Jimmy and Wes, the dynamic duo.
That's a great one.
On the Verve, my favorite label. Speaking of labels.
That's one I always look out for.
Oh, man. I think I've only ever seen it one other time, and it's just one of those records that, I mean, the cover is worth it, and the music is almost just the icing on the cake.
I don't think
to
it's
be honest.
that hard to come by. It's just
It's not. It's not crazy or anything. I don't
you
really
just don't
see it.
it all the time.
You know, that's what I was telling Steve today. You know, we're in the car and had classic. We went on a little lunch dig, which we got some of that shit coming later. But classic rock radio and Golden Earring, Radar Love comes on. I don't know that I've ever seen that record used anywhere.
A golden earring record?
Yeah, I'm sure it's common and like not worth a bunch of money. Never seen it.
Yeah.
Maybe
Like
ever.
that.
It's just weird. But maybe where you live, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of gospel and Christmas
I know
records.
where
I got
Golden
you right
Earring's
there.
from,
Though.
but, yeah. Golden earring. They sound like they'd be like from Milwaukee or something.
You mean in Wisconsin?
Let's find out where they're from.
All right.
They're probably British.
Alexa, where's the band Golden Earring from?
Okay, I'll find it first.
What?
Is that Belgium? Dutch, yeah.
Dutch. They're a Dutch band?
Not Belgium, like
So we were talking about Zappa on the chat when we were playing some music, and I said, Shane had said he'd been looking for Freak Out. And I said, well, one of the best pieces of ECLT ever received was this box from John Tambroni. And one of the things, the number one thing that me and Steve split up, and the number one thing in there that I grabbed was Freak Out.
Yeah, man.
And they were like, dude, you got Freak Out as VCLT? I sure did. And it's a great copy. And it's just what a sweet guy. I mean, that's a killer thing to give. I mean, and that was just part of the stuff in the box.
Right.
Zeppelin 3 was in there, freaking Caravan, Roxy Music, Bowie. I mean, it was like a who's who of like great music. So
Yeah, I like going to the record store.
yeah, I mean, more so. Better stuff than even the record store would have all at one time.
Yeah.
Really, honestly. For Truesies.
Honestly, yeah.
For Truesies. So we had to play some of that. Even though Shane missed it, and I hate that. I was going to play another side. I'm sorry, bro. I'll get to it one day. Bootsy's Rubber Band. I wanted to pull out. This boot is made for funkin'. Come on, baby. Step up to it. Let's get on with
Hush
it.
your mouth.
Come on now. You step up and get knocked right the. All right, come on.
Hello.
It's a good Bootsy record. Not too disco-y.
No.
Pretty funky. It's funky as you need to be. Funky enough for y'all.
It
You
stayed
can't
right-
get no
it stayed
funky.
right in line,
Y'all
yeah.
can't handle no funky. I don't know if y'all ready for it. And then right after that, what we pull out of here?
Right after that.
Speaking of VCLT from Shane, a ridiculous VCLT, sent us a brand new. I'd been talking about the Tad reissues coming out and how big of a Tad fan I am, and how I'm a little uncomfortable, especially when I had a little more weight to me, how much I looked like Tad. I think that's kind of a problem. I looked a little too much like Tad for my own comfortable, but I love the band. He sent a brand new reissue of a killer record. Look at that guy in the middle. When I was fat,
What's that guy's
Tur?
name? Tad?
yeah, Tad Doyle.
Oh, okay.
When I was fatter, I looked like that guy. That's kind of a problem.
What year was that?
None of your business. How about that? What do you think about that year?
Like
91. Wow, was that? I thought I was going to say 93. It's even 91. That's
Sounds
crazy.
Good. Sounds good.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's a terrific record, man. Especially if you're into that grunge sound. To me, that Tad is the quintessential grunge sound. I mean, it's not as poppy as late Nirvana. It's not as, I don't know. It's not as heavy as the Melvins. It's not as poppy as some other stuff.
Okay.
It's not as feedbacky as Mudhoney and some. But to me, Tad is the original grunge band. That's that sound.
They're good.
Yeah, they're terrific. There's a great documentary if you've got Amazon Prime. Check out. There's a Tad documentary on there. Totally worth your while. Don't take it from me. Actually, you know what, Jay?
What's that?
Fuck it. Take it from me.
All right.
I know better. You listen to me. Say.
You said you weren't going to yell.
I'm not yelling. I didn't raise my voice. We're all friends here. We're all friends. Although I did. Oh, I yelled at a gentleman in the car today. He was no gentleman. No.
Yeah.
I told him to call his wife, and then he'd get out of the car. P word. Call your wife, tell her you love her, and then pull your car over and get out, and you see what happens. You might want to call her one more time. Swear to. Miles, man, my pulse is just like racing right now. Miles Davis, Water Babies, Honey Hush. That's some straight up and down
That's a nice,
business.
That's a nice copy.
That's a promo. It's a promo copy right there, man. I'll be honest, Bill. I stumbled on this Miles pretty early in my record game.
Yeah, the price was really. That'd be a lot more now.
Yeah, it was not crazy. It was like $8. It's like an $8 thing at a record store. Really fortunate to have stumbled on that. I'll be honest. I mean, I know better than. And I've got a lot of. I actually had that before I had some of the classic Miles, like more jazzy stuff. I know that kind of goes into the fusion, more weirdo stuff. Then, Jay, you pulled something out. Why are you doing this? Let's take us a little Dick Dale shot. You got to take your little.
No,
Jay.
This is a Mount Carmel record.
We say caramel down here.
Caramel.
Yankees can say caramel all you want.
Yeah, this is a good. What did they say this sounds like? Like Mountain?
Yeah, it does sound like Mountain, but it's a newer band. I mean, 2010,
like
10,
12,
12.
11, something like that. Yeah. But yeah, man, they're good. I really dig this. This is like one of those just blind stabs I had. The record was really cheap. I think I paid $8 for it, and I'd never heard it pulled up on my iPhone. And let's do a couple of little sample tracks, and sold.
Somebody posed a question. I can't remember who it was that actually asked the question in chat earlier. What's the most money you've ever spent on a record? Blind stab.
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe not even heard of them. Based on the cover alone. You see a cover and you're like, damn,
Well,
that's my
this was the
jam.
1972 Topps baseball card
That's pretty cool.
playoff too. That's what caught my eye.
But I maybe have done that $10 or $15 record. Somebody, I don't want to say who, metal theologian, so you spent like 70, 75, 80 bucks on a record on a wall in Amoeba. Never heard of before. Now, that's ballsy.
And what do you think of them? Just thought they were just kind of.
No, he said it ended up being terrific, and it was a very expensive record, and he kind of made out like a bandit on it. But the balls on this guy, though. Yeah. You ever spent 20 on something you didn't know about?
No. I'm pretty cheap when it comes to that.
I
Like
am
I'll buy like those sealed, like something I don't know about. Sometimes you'll find them in record stores like sealed, or like somebody put on their player for like one song and took it off and then brought it right back. You'll find for like $5.
I've done that.
I'll do that all day long, but I don't, get anything premium.
Or I've at least heard of a band, or know that this is a group that I'd probably like, or know. Okay, I've even done like, I know this is a stoner doom band, and I'm really into like stoner doom shit.
Yeah.
So I'll probably like this.
Yeah.
I've done that. I mean, if you count that.
And I think a lot of that too is like you're kind of like following your instincts if you think about it. But like I'm gonna take a stab. This looks cool. I have good senses, and that's why it turns out to be okay most of the time.
And that's definitely at least for me a learned skill, and that's why when I was like early on in the game, I was so much into children's records and like weird shit, because I came into record collecting kind of from a DJ angle of collecting records for samples.
Yeah.
Which really opened me up to a lot of different genres and a lot of different, like weird shit that most people wouldn't normally want. I loved children's records. And I'd get all effed up and I'd listen to children's records, and me and Cameron, we'd laugh and shit and play them at the wrong speed and DJ with them or whatever, and it was just fun. It was a good time. But it also, allowed me to pick up some, what I would think would be a cornball record. And then, you know, you play the third song and you're like, damn, son, what's this third song about?
Sure.
It's got some shit going on here.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, this was Dig It a Week from a couple of weeks ago. $4 I picked the Black Uru up. This is a live, like 81, called Tear It Up. I think it's 81 on Mongo Records.
Reggae.
Reggae. Do you guys
yeah.
remember the? Actually, this guy just passed away. The black dude that killed himself. He was on Young and the Restless. He killed himself recently. He came on. He what's up, Mervyn Griff? I'll be seeing you, bro.
Jesse Smollett.
No. Is that his name? Oh. But he came. One of the things that he's known for early on was he played Denise's boyfriend on The Cosby Show. Okay. And if you know The Cosby Show, it's this episode where Cliff walks in the living room and Denise and her boyfriend are watching TV. And Cliff says, "Oh, you guys are watching the all music station."
Yeah.
Meaning MTV.
Yeah.
But they call it the all music station.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, reggae." And the guy was like, you know, "I went down to the store and I bought some bread and I said, 'Hey, man.'" Yeah. And everybody starts going, "Hey, man." Yeah. You know, it's kind of, but that's that guy. That's the guy that just died.
It's one of those talking moments that gets you talking on.
I don't know what the shit this has to do with Black Uru, but if you see this, pick it up. It's a pretty banging record, man.
That's like one of those things you go to school the next day and talk about. Is that Cosby Show last night where they were doing that?
Of course, Thursday night.
It's a talking point.
I remember trying to get my homework done so I could watch Cosby Show. Yeah. Pulled up, man. I watched it's free on YouTube right now.
Everything's free on YouTube.
Not everything. I watched a killer Captain Beefheart documentary. If you want the link, go to our Facebook page. I posted it a couple of days ago. Yeah. And I watched this Captain Beefheart documentary. Fell asleep toward the very end. I need to go back and finish it. But that made me want to pull out Captain Beefheart and the Magic Band, Shiny Beast. In parentheses, Bat Chain Puller. There's a story behind there. But you know, it's really what really stuck out to me in that documentary is they spent a lot of time with Trout Mask Replica, which is a very polarizing album. And even people that like Zappa and like Beefheart are like, yeah, I can't really listen to that. Mm-hmm. You know. Somebody's at the door. I bet it's Steve. I can't. You get it. Can you get it?
You have a gun?
Yeah, I do have a gun.
Can I borrow it?
Who it is? You may want to grab it. I don't want to get up with this mic. That's a Steve knock, I think. But anyway, what the hell was I talking about? Oh, the cool thing about this Beefheart documentary was they interviewed Matt Groening from The Simpsons, and he said he was talking about Trout Mask Replica, and he said the first time I heard it, it was, you know, it's like, what the hell are these guys doing? This is nuts. Second time he heard it, he was like, man, I cannot get into this record. And like the third time, he was like, man, I mean, I see what they're trying to do, but it's just not working. He's like, by the fifth or sixth time I listened to this, I was like, this is the greatest record I've ever heard in my life. And he's like, I think it's the greatest record I've ever heard in my life, and I still think so to this day. And I'm like, whoa, the balls on this guy. He just said Trout Mask Replica. Matt Groening, creator of The Simpsons, that's his #1 album of all time. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, we need a gun to answer the door. Man, these streets are tough out here, son. Man, we got beefs. You guys know we start beef. It don't take shit for us to start beef. We like tumbling. We like a good tumble. Who was it anyway? Oh, shit. Got a sport jacket.
Steve just won the golf tournament.
Steve's got a sport jacket on. And then, man, just to finish this out, I kind of pulled this.
That was just kind of an abrupt.
Well, between the Buried Me, Parallax 2, the future sequence.
Yeah.
terrific like neo prog metal stuff, man. You don't know between the Buried Me and you like aggressive stuff.
These guys are talented.
They're from around this way, North
Yeah.
Carolina band.
Yeah.
Our old guitar player has one of their PRSs, and their producer Jamie King produced the 5L's first record. My butt band
All right.
produced one of ours. Yeah. Good guy. I like Jamie King. He's a good guy. Look him up.
Okay.
There's a Between the Buried and Me documentary on YouTube, and Jamie King's on there, and he carries this enormous Ziploc bag full of nuts in the studio, and he keeps talking about, hand me my bag of nuts. Hand me my bag. Anyway.
Big nut lover, huh?
Inappropriate. Steve, get you one of these. I don't know. It's water. What do you think it is, Steve? What about the Attack Cats? Yeah, I mean, they're okay, but a pistol's better. We were trying to get a pistol because somebody knocked on the door.
The first beat threw us off.
Yeah.
You beat it pretty hard the first time.
That's what I say every time. Yeah, that was a cop knock. That sounded like a flashlight knocking. That's what threw me
I
off.
thought it was like a.
That wasn't a hand. The first one wasn't a hand. See, I know.
Did cop?
Yeah,
Did
it's
cops
like a
use
flashlight.
a flashlight?
Yep. Use a flashlight like that. Yep. That's why I said get the pistol. Not that we're shooting cops over here.
No, but it could
Let's
be a
everybody
cop
calm
in-
down.
I figured you wouldn't hear me.
Right.
It could
Well,
be a cop
I know what you
impersonator.
guys are doing.
You know, cop impersonator.
Blue Light Bandit. That's all we played.
That's all you
I didn't raise my voice. I didn't raise it too far. I mean, I may have. I'm bringing it down.
I thought that was envelopes.
Ryan's, cameraman's. He said play them on your record table. Everybody's compliments to the shot. See what we did with the shot size? It's working better.
It's tight.
Hey everybody,
Yeah.
good to see you.
Everybody's got sunglasses on. I didn't
Yeah.
wear my sunglasses are in the car.
You can have these.
No, okay.
How about some orange ones, Steve?
Orange.
That'd be perfect with my outfit.
Okay. Yeah, that will kind of
Oh,
work.
yeah,
All right.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. All right. Well,
What color is that? Brown?
let's
Was that brown?
Driving drunk,
oh, come on now. Ain't no driving drunk.
dude.
Let's talk about a little dig of the week. I got some
That
stuff.
microphone is not even plugged in.
Did you bring the record?
No, it's not. We're
Is
all
this the prop? What do you mean?
we're all lavaliering.
Did you bring records?
Everything's good.
I got a couple.
Jump in. Yeah, jump
Yeah,
in.
we did.
Jump in.
Hey, everybody!
Yes, Don Crom says, "Hey, Steve." Well, Don Crom's live. We got some folks joining us.
Hell yeah.
Let's get it going.
You got digs?
I got some digs. Okay. Well, like I'm missing one. Aaron says Steve should just talk directly into Mike's chest for the rest of the night. Aaron, I have an arrhythmia, and I don't think that's a great idea. I'll be honest with you.
I think my wife will be really surprised that I'm actually here. 'Cause she probably thinks
Dead?
I'm in the house somewhere.
Or in the jail or dead.
Man, let me tell you, tonight
Well-
was amazing.
Yeah?
Tonight was amazing. Thank you.
OJ.
Thank you.
I can see the door. I don't like it.
We had a show at the Ramcat in Winston-Salem.
Tell us all about it.
It was rock meets. It was the Vagabond Saints,
Right.
which is a group I perform with from time to time that has guest singers, and I'm one of the guest singers. But we performed with the Piedmont Wind Symphony.
Yeah,
so
that's big time.
half the stage was full of flutes, clarinets, double bass, and some horns. And then the band was on the other side. You know, to
Butt
sing.
horns.
It was a lot of fun. I didn't know how it was going to come off.
That's pretty
because
cool.
The Wind Symphony did their thing. They played some like Beethoven, some Stravinsky, and then they'd bring in like somebody to do like House of the Rising Sun and Nights in White Satin, and then I of course came in, did Immigrant Song and Kashmir.
Did-
Let me tell you,
Whoever did Eric Burden's voice. Did they hit it?
Hey, they did a pretty good job. They didn't hit the high notes so much.
That's tough.
But he did a good job.
That's tough.
But I will tell you, I'm not being an asshole, but I had that crowd right here. It felt so good.
That's not asshole. That's aggressive.
I got aggressive because I had to follow Stravinsky, so they did the Stravinsky piece, was really weird. I wasn't familiar with it, and I don't think anybody was. But they're like, Stravinsky was really a rock star, and we'll follow that with the Immigrant Song with Steve Jones. And so I got up there. I was like, okay, we're gonna. I told the band, I was like, look, and I told the guys on the board, I was like, when I get up there to do Immigrant Song,
Tell the boys in the board, the boys downtown.
when I get up to do Immigrant Song, I want to hear those motherfucking guitars. And before we went on, I was like, look, guys, you better bring it because we're gonna bring it. And
yeah.
we brought it. It was
That's
a
awesome.
lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Hell yeah, dude, there ain't nothing wrong with that, man. That's like I just told somebody in chat earlier. We're talking about you can have confidence and you can talk some shit. Because what my dad always said. Actually, my dad didn't say this because he would be mad if I said this.
What'd your dad say?
God hates a pussy.
Your dad didn't say that.
No,
No. But
it's true.
that was a lot of fun, and I got a lot of great comments, and I hung out with some legends of Winston-Salem, I guess you'd say, between Mitch Easter from Let's Active, who I think I've shown the record, and we played it a couple weeks ago. He loved it.
Yeah, he was into it.
We were totally talking King Crimson, because he's the one who sang In the Core of the Crimson King, and I was in the back singing, doing the little ahs and shit. But I told him, I was going to see King Crimson at the Ryman, and he was like,
Oh yeah.
I'm sure that's sold out, but I'd love to go.
Carpool with him. Buy him a ticket.
I already got a hotel room. Fuck, stay with me.
Do you think he would, if not do the program, at least do a little interview for the program? You think you're cool enough with him?
We might could do that.
Did you mention the program?
I mentioned the program to a friend of ours' husband who is now into vinyl. She's our chief meteorologist. We hung out after the show. She was like, I want to buy you a drink. So we went to Fiddle and
I
Fish.
know BA.
Yeah.
He probably knows me by my fantasy football name. Though.
He does. He's like, I won that thing a couple weeks, and then they never asked me to come play again. I won it a couple years in a row. So.
I see.
Yeah.
I had a phone conversation earlier. Kind of brought me a little. I'm trying to level out a little bit. I'm doing some what we call biometrics. I'm trying to level myself out a little bit. I think I'm getting a little better about it. I've not raised my voice any tonight.
Yes, you.
Have there been
Have I
voice
raised my
raisings?
voice tonight, Jay?
Have there been voice raisings?
We're gonna split hairs.
But let me tell you,
Are
that
we
was
splitting hairs?
a lot of fun. So in addition to singing a couple Zeppelin tunes, which is really my wheelhouse,
Sure.
and the band, all my mates were there, so I had to give a shout out to them. And I think I did it because I was really hoping, it's been hard. We play all these towns around Winston. It's like there's no reason why Leadneck doesn't play in Winston. So I was like, I'm putting our foot in the fucking door with this.
That's the way you do it.
So
that's aggressive.
I got aggressive with it. It was a lot of fun. Of fun.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. It's 2019. We're getting aggressive up in this mug.
It was funny because after the shows, there was somebody from the Wind Symphony's like, "Can I get a picture with you?" I was like,
Huh.
"Yeah, okay, whatever."
Hell yeah.
Show her boobs.
I don't know how much. I'd always say, I don't know how much money you got in your pocket. Even when somebody was joshing, when I was joshing, I would still say
Oh,
that.
for the picture.
Yeah. How much money you got in your pocket?
You sign an autograph.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I like signing them old boobies, boy. Say.
But Mitch with Let's Out, he was impressed, and our friend
Reginald Denny
Denny
He was over there?
impressed.
brought
Yeah.
his truck.
Yeah. Dude from the DBs was impressed. Yeah, I think I mentioned him. He was going to be with us as well.
What about Double D?
Double D, he loved it. Yeah. Old Doug Davis.
Doug Davis, Double D.
He's
Come
the
on now.
Leader of the Saints.
Woo!
I
it.
I was most impressed. Let me tell you this right now. I was most impressed with a woman named Susan Terry. And what Susan Terry did, she actually wrote all the orchestration for all the members of the Wind Symphony. She did all the parts for Core of the Crimson King. And we did the Beatles. We did Abbey Road from You know, once there was a way, Golden Slumbers, all the way to the end of the album,
Yeah.
side 2. She orchestrated it with the Wind Symphony, and it was so fucking. That was a good
That's
show.
intricate, man.
That was a good show, and I recorded it with the GoPro and with my Tascam. I have no idea what I was able to record because when I went and got it, everything was off. So I don't know if I got any of the sound, but
I've been down that road.
we will find out.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
We're used to
So
that.
I was so excited. I was like, I can't go to bed. I'm going to come out here and share this with y'all.
Hell yeah.
What a great night it was.
That's what we're doing, man. That's what it's all about.
And
Well, damn, we're glad you did.
And I went digging with you today, so I was like, why not share that with the?
That's right. So we got some great stuff to talk about for Dig It a Week. Actually, this was a pickup I got last week. I don't know if you guys, if you follow us on Instagram, you know that last week I had this epic CD score. I went to this one Goodwill, and I made this point. Last week we had so much baloney going on that you probably couldn't really follow any of that. But I had this epic CD score and posted it on the Instagram page.
Yeah.
But they had like every Pink Floyd album. They had almost every Pink Floyd album because I tried to buy my mom Animals and they had the case, but the disc was gone. Tom Petty, Neil Young, all kinds of stuff. So I ended up picking up a bunch of Iron Maiden. And
Your mom loves Iron Maiden.
No. I picked up a bunch of. I was in this 80s metal mood, so I picked up a bunch of Iron Maiden. I picked up a bunch of Dio. I finally got Holy Diver on CD.
Holy Diver!
Dude, Killswitch Engage cover of that. Oh my God. Anyway, played with them. 26.
Okay,
whatever. Kiss records, Kiss CDs. I don't. I've just recently kind of got into Kiss, to be honest. So it'd be nice to get those discs and put them in there. But the only record in that score that I found, and I know it's a big Grown Man Record Night fan favorite, is Herbie Mann, and especially in the early Grown Man Record Night years. Yeah. It's a Herbie Mann I'd not seen.
In fact, I will say this. I think when we did the 300 show last week,
we skipped it.
I brought Herbie Mann, but by the time I got here, jazz was over, so we didn't play Herbie Mann.
That's what a lot of the stuff we played tonight. I was trying to pepper in like honorable mentions and things that like, God damn it, we should have played this.
Right.
But and I got some in there, but you know what?
Shit happens.
Shit happens. It was. I mean, we should have started at 2 in the afternoon.
That would help.
And we maybe have got through it. But anyway, I've never seen a Herbie Mann quadra disc.
Ooh.
And I know Brzezinski collects quad disc, but this is a 4-channel disc. It's Hold On, I'm Coming. Recorded live at the 72 New York and Montreux Jazz Festivals. Nice little die-cut cover on this mug. And I don't know what to expect here. I've not listened to this. I'm not familiar with it. You got it, Jay?
Yeah.
The quad disc?
No, I've got that record.
Jay has this record, but not the quad disc.
Let me see. Who else plays flute on this? There's another artist.
Your other flautist, you're telling me?
Yeah, man. David Newman, tenor sax and flute.
Huh.
There you go. 72.
72, okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was stoked to pick that up.
This is definitely a Herbie Mann you would not want to pass on if you were like in the store.
No, I'm assuming this. There are some Herbie Manns
I've never
that
seen
are.
this one
I've
before.
not either. There's some Herbie Manns that you could pass on. For sure.
Nah, man.
But this one is not one of those. I would say this is one of those you're gonna want to pick up. So anyway, yeah, that was a last week pickup.
Yeah.
How many you got, Steve?
3.
Well, I got 3 now.
Yours are cooler than mine. Let me do mine.
All right, well, go ahead and do one.
I'll do one. So I was excited to. This was in a used pile. It's the Tool Opiate
Butt pile
album, which you have.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, this is good,
dude.
right? And you're like, yeah, of course it is. So, this is my first Tool album, to be honest with you.
Right, brand new. It was $6.99.
You can get it $6.99 brand new.
Oh.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
No,
so
there,
$2
all of a sudden.
more you get it new, but I got it for $5. But happy to get my first Tool album. Can't go wrong there.
Music to cost ratio, that is a terrific score.
We don't know what reissue this is, but there you go.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
On the Zoo label. Ta-da.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody?
You know, I was asked kind of toward the end of the dig, Jonathan at Underdog Record. If you're ever in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, Underdog is a spot you need to check out.
It really is.
It really is. He's a good guy. He's
fair-
like us.
He prices things fairly.
He was like us, and then he
How was he
worked
like-
at a record store,
How was he like that?
just a record nerd, and then opened his own store. He's
Well,
like
he
a
worked at a record store.
he worked
and then he said, "I'm gonna open my own store."
but he's just he's a record nerd that opened his own
And they
store.
said, "Don't
so
do
he's,
that." He said, "No, I'm gonna do that."
but-
He did.
so he's very similar to us and just mind frame. And,
But he got us into like things like Nectar and
That's another one I was
some
gonna
of the
play.
psych rock albums that we weren't familiar with at all before we started this journey.
When I first met him at the store where he was just an employee. I went in there and I said, "Hey, can you recommend a psych rock record?" And I really didn't know shit about psych rock at the time. And he's like, not that I do now, but he's like, I was like what? And I was like, I don't know, 13-4 elevators. I just kind of figured them out, you know. And he's like, well, you ever heard of Nectar? And I was like, no. And he's like, I think we have a Nectar record over there. And I pulled it out, and he's like, that's not their best one, but yeah, that's worth $5-6
That's
bucks.
why I Remember the Future.
Remember the Future, and it was a terrific score. But anyway, today when I was in there, he said, hey, I've got a little stack at the front I've not put out yet, but I just priced if you want to go through them. And I went, oh yeah, hey. You know, and there was a Coltrane in there, like a reissue.
Yeah,
I went,
there was a Miles Davis in there that was fairly priced.
but there was a Tame Impala Currents for $10. And
Nice.
I don't own any Tame Impala. I know you've got one or two.
I got one.
I really do like Tame
I've
Impala.
got something like Aneurysms or whatever the hell it's called.
This is a more recent one, not crazy recent, but
Right.
like.
In the last 8 years, maybe.
Yeah. This is the third album they did.
He did.
Came out. Exactly.
It's like a one-man show.
2015. They have a lot of people that play, but this guy, what's his name? Parker or something?
Sure.
I got it written down here somewhere. For the first time, Parker mixed the music, recorded all instruments by himself.
Yep.
Like, and I watched a little YouTube documentary about a year ago about this recording process, and it's another King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. It's another Australian band, and they got a little something going on with this neo psychedelia stuff in Australia. I don't know what it is, but it just kind of
Well,
kind of of that same.
That's a weird country, so some
Sure.
weird stuff can get kind of come to fruition. So to say.
It's in this same vein.
I'm
you know?
excited about the new album coming out.
Oh, we talked about that a little.
Did
Yeah, a little before. I said I didn't want to give too much of that 7-inch that came out. I just kind of hyped it, but I didn't really talk about it because I said you'll probably get the record when it
I'm
comes
hoping.
out.
I'm hoping. Yeah, I
Then
want
we'll
to
talk
get the
about
U.S. There's a U.S. toxic waste version of the colored vinyl because they're all into colored vinyl at the King Gizzard's
Yeah.
ATO records.
Aaron asked, "Are you guys going to see Tool at that festival in Rockingham?" Well, Aaron, for Christmas, I got the girlfriend and myself VIP tickets because Tool is her favorite band, Maynard's her favorite musician, and she's never seen them. So we're in the VIP area for that day of that show to see Tool. Like, yeah, man. So it's going to be a
I
big
wish
time.
I'd gone. They played with King Crimson like a few years
Yep,
back.
that's their biggest influence.
I would love to have seen that show. I will see King Crimson this fall in Nashville.
You're seeing King Crimson. I'm seeing Tool.
And
and we're seeing Sleep.
I was trying to convince Mitch Easter to go with me. Because he's like, I'd love to see it in the Ryman. I'm like, yeah, well, I got my ticket. Get yours, and if I can come and hang out.
I'd love to see his Hyman. Dick Hyman.
The Easter Hyman?
Easter or Dick Hyman? Well, this show's taking a turn. See what happens, folks?
I think we had a new viewer tonight, by the way.
Yeah.
Hanging out with our chief meteorologist and husband. He's into vinyl now. And
Yeah. Did we just do
I told
that?
him all about the show.
We just talked about that.
Not with him. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yep, because I said we play fantasy football.
No, we didn't talk about vinyl though.
No.
We didn't go there.
No.
We talked about him, but
Yeah.
that's it.
Okay.
Back on. Let's go.
What'd you do?
Top
I got
shot.
I got two more.
Top shot.
Top shot.
I got two. Here's one in the outside. So he went in the store and I started thumbing through dollar records because I hadn't done that in a while.
The one I put back, I don't have.
The funny thing is, if you when you look through his dollar records, if you
Give me
see
a beer,
this
Joe.
this name,
Grab you one.
there's a name Holder.
Yeah.
And I started realizing that if you looked on these dollar records and found any record with the word Holder on it, it was a pretty cool album.
Yeah. The one I put back had Holder
So
on it.
I didn't have this one. This is it's called Leslie West Mountain
Yep.
on Windfall Records.
Yes, sir.
And this is probably a killer record. Do you have it?
I do.
Is it good?
Yes. It's very good.
His
a mountain, it's
His
a mountain.
dollar records are not in bad shape. I mean, if you look at them, you're like, I don't really see. You know, it might be a little dirty here and there, but for $1,
This
I'm
is
kicking some ass with Leslie West.
this is a mountain record.
Well, good.
Totally. I mean, it's yeah.
I love the hairdo on.
I've only seen this a few times. Yeah, man.
But
It's like
I was
Buzz.
asking you if you had that Jefferson Airplane. I'll go back and get it if you want, because it's only $1. Volunteers.
Yep. And I was
Do
like,
you have it?
no.
You don't
So
have it.
I picked it up and I'm like, I don't think I have that.
It's a good
That's
record.
a good dollar
it's
record.
It's a good record.
Yeah, and
It's one of their better ones. In
toward the
terms
end of the
that.
dig, and I'm like,
It's like late, early Jefferson Airplane.
toward the end of the dig, I got it in my head. I'm like, dude, you've done this 3 times here recently. Like, oh, bro, look at this. And then I got home and I'm like, I already have this. And I'm like, I've already got this. I've got this. Came home and looked at my Jefferson Airplane. I ain't got it.
It's a good record. So one more I picked up today. I think I have one of their records already. I think you have one or two.
Get cold.
The Undisputed Truth.
Yeah.
This is called Higher Than High from 75 on Gordy.
Yeah.
Funk
Dude,
Soul.
they are funky, baby. They really are.
I don't think I have this one. I hope I don't.
I think mine's got a little more neon on it. So actually, as I'm thinking, I don't
Yeah,
think
it's
I
not the
have-
same. It's not the same album.
Yeah, I know. I should have bought this.
No, it's mine. Oh, you saw it first. Yeah. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, AZ Mick, that Leslie album is killer, and it's a sleeper because you don't see that shit around.
No, not really.
You don't see it.
You see a few Mountain records around.
Yeah.
You don't see that Leslie.
Mountain is
or
huge
the
for me,
or the
brother.
West Bruce or whatever it is. What Lanks.
Yeah, Metal Theologians, that's the first Mountain album. I mean, it
That
really,
is the
yeah.
first Mountain album.
Yeah, I mean, really, yeah.
Sweet.
But yeah, do it, Doug Davis. So I picked up. I saw this posted early in the week. Now he posted one I knew he wouldn't have again, or still was he had Frank Zappa, Lumpy Gravy early in the week. Like
Oh my God.
$15, and it was gone. I knew it was going to be gone. But he did post this one, and he still had it. The James Cotton Band, Live on
Yeah.
the Move.
I have this.
Now, you know, I am a freaking sucker for a harp blues
Yeah, I think
record.
I have this.
I love blowing some harp. I love listening to some harp.
Yeah, you do. Blowing the heart.
I love blowing it. And look at the front, now look at the back of that record, Steve. Woo! Honey hush, look at that.
You gotta harp up your butt crack.
Little Butthole Wilson. But listen to the. I mean, if you guys are not familiar with James Cotton, I know him from several like blues compilations.
He's
I have.
Chicago. He's Chicago.
He's Chicago blues guy, which is
This is a double album, by the way.
yeah. Live, and I can't remember what year, but
But
listen to this pedigree for James Cotton. All right.
pedigree. What's that?
Began his professional career playing blues harp in the Howlin' Wolves band.
1976, by the way.
Yeah. Made his first recordings in Memphis for Sun Records under the direction of Sam Phillips. He was recruited by Muddy Waters to join his band.
Yeah, man. Everybody needs a good harp player.
65, he formed Jimmy Cotton Blues Quartet with Otis Spann.
Got a harp on the table.
No, I don't. Eventually went to form his own full-time group. On Verve.
This is on
Mike
Buddha,
Bloomfield produced it.
and this is on Buddha. Well, you know about Buddha Blues Records.
Yeah, I didn't know Buddha put out blues
They
records.
do a few, I guess. They know
Hey,
what's
Jay,
good.
hand me a harp over there on that corner of that table.
Yeah, let Mike blow up some harp.
A little harp.
A little cotton harp.
Shit. Hey, now.
Yeah, that's all the
man.
records I have. So.
That's all you got? Well, no.
Harp.
Jay!
Harp grenade!
Toward the streaming machine. That's a great idea. Now it's all bent. I can't play a bent harp.
Here, get it up on the mic.
It ain't live.
I know.
I can't. We do
It
like
looks good.
it does look good.
Yeah, get your live up close to it though. There you go. Come on, blow some of that.
I can't.
Blow some of that cotton heart.
I can't long Don Silver that now.
Oh, baby. I say I got my mojo work. I've been working all the time. Got my mojo working. Working all the time.
All right.
Oh, okay.
All right.
That's kind of good, actually. Nice.
I like music. You guys like music? Woo! Let's go! I didn't raise it. Jay. I got one more record.
That's basically what I did though tonight. It was like I came
Interject.
out there to say we're gonna raise this shit up a level.
Yeah. Let's rock and roll. Shit hell, 2019.
Shit hell, 2019.
A couple of weeks ago, a few weeks ago, I was in our good buddy Deadwack 66.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All of our good buddies here. Joining one of his live stream parties, and when I first jumped in there, and I'm like, man,
Is this a live stream party? Is that what this is?
Of course it is. And I was like, dude, what is that you got playing in the background? And apparently he just talked about it, and he pulled it over and was talking about it. It's these early Black Keys records. And I'm like, whoa, bro. This is Thick Freakness. And he was playing this or talking about it, and I saw it today, and it was like, dude, this was $13.99. It's a brand new. Brand new. Comes with a download and everything. It's recorded on a Tascam, you say, Jay? And even cooler, speaking of blues, this is also comes on Fat Possum Records.
Yep.
Which, for me, big time because they recorded Junior Kimbrough and R.L. Burnside, T-Model Ford.
Yeah, all those Delta guys.
The guys that I just love, that are the realest, rawest moog thugs, to me, maybe in music history.
That is nut hanging out.
Those guys, that is what it's all about. I think so, yeah. So, some of the later albums I'm not too keen on, but I'm really stoked to pick this up, man. And I got to throw that out to Deadwax, man. He really kind of hyped me back on that. I'm like, you got to pick that up.
Yeah,
So-
first time I heard of Black Keys, Robert Plant had put out, it was on Uncut, that magazine called Uncut, when you get like a CD with the magazine. And it was Robert Plant's like songs that he was in love with or influenced him or whatever. And it was like, you know, some of it was like African music, and it was like some old blues, but this song "Grown So Ugly" was on there, and I was like, what? I never heard this artist.
Yeah.
I thought it was like an old black guy. It's like, you know, I woke up in the morning, you know, it was like, it had that feel. And I was like, I've never heard this, but it was having to be Black Keys. It wasn't like a black guy. It was like these two guys from Ohio or wherever the fuck this was. Nashville, Tennessee.
So Aaron asked us, do you guys have a way to donate to the stream yet? That's a good question, Aaron, and thank you for asking.
Go through the good United Way.
We are right on the cusp of becoming what you call Twitch affiliates. By having a certain number of followers, a certain number of people that watch average live, and streaming enough throughout the week, the month, or whatever. So if you guys if you haven't followed us on Twitch, go over there and do that. And maybe I know a lot of you guys, our community is really based on YouTube, but jump over there and build us up over here. We're getting ready to reach affiliate on Twitch. And what happens when we reach affiliate?
What does that mean?
It means you can.
Does my dick get bigger?
No.
Like you said it would?
No. But for most people, for video game streamers and stuff like that, that means you can start not requiring, but asking for subscriptions, which is like $5 a month,
Yeah.
which gives you access to chat and certain emotes and stuff.
You
You
wear-
guys,
and you get to wear a robe.
you guys see me posting some Dr. Disrespect emojis from time to time. It's because I'm a subscriber to
Okay.
his channel.
You got to make emojis. Is what
But
you're saying.
but I think for what our thing was, maybe we do that eventually, but I don't really want to ask for like money for stuff like that. That seems lame to
we
me.
just want money to take shots.
Yeah. So what we're thinking is we're gonna just create a tip jar, and there'll be a tip jar in the corner of the
Tip
screen,
jar.
like right here, like a jar.
You say a tit jar?
Yeah, tip jar. So what you can do is for $2, you make us take a shot, and then $2, Steve takes a shot, and then
And
like.
for $1, we'll rub some Mitchum on ourselves.
But for $10,
Oh shit.
Jay takes a shot.
Jay.
Who doesn't
Oh
drink?
Lord.
Who
Jay
doesn't
is
drink?
a teetotaler.
That's what I'm thinking. Just to be funny, because I am saying everything that we would make from some bullshit like that on the reel would go back into the stream.
Fix all this shit we got
Yeah,
wrong with the
it's
prop.
going back
all
in-
these kachongas would go away.
This year coming, we got a new PC coming.
we're looking at cameras every day and lenses and all kinds of shit.
New PC, new camera,
New-
new audio. We're sticking with the same audio.
Yeah, we're still with some
but,
big gig bags and rips.
It's going to be a big time. 2019 is
We're
going
gonna
to be a
say
big
words.
year. We're working on a
We're
deal
gonna
with
get- we're gonna get
HGTV.
rolls of gaffer's tape.
You
We're
watch
gonna get all
HGTV,
kinds of
Steve?
stuff. All the time.
We got a deal working with
That's
them.
where all the games are on HGTV.
Was that all the records I had to talk about?
I think so.
Yep. Well,
You had 3, I had 3.
That's
Or
it.
You had 4, I don't know.
Well,
Whatever.
all
Rock
right.
and roll.
Well, let's take a quick commercial break. We'll come back with a so to speak, chip chat.
What am I doing here? I should have stayed home.
I don't know nothing about you. We'll take a quick break and come back with a so to speak chip chat. I got some interesting things to talk about.
I think our next Vagabond Saint show is The Wall.
Let me just say,
Do you know about The Wall? You like The Wall?
I do like it's a
Pink
music.
Floyd, The
music,
Wall.
yeah. Let me tease ahead to so to speak by saying this.
Uh-oh, tease ahead. I didn't bring anything, by the way. I have
No,
I
no.
have a whole thing of chips and a whole thing of sodas. I didn't bring a goddamn thing.
Language. I feel like you're raising your voice.
I'm 55.
Makes me a little comfortable.
I will raise my voice. I got a vest on. Look at that. That's a good-looking shirt.
That
I should probably dress like that more often. What do you think? It's a good look. Is that a good look for me?
probably should. Oh wait, I went to something.
I went to Mega Thrift. Is actually, to be honest with you, I went to effing Mega Thrift and up over by Coliseum. Yeah, it's a thrift store for. And that's where I ran into a guy who says he played with the 5 Ls.
No.
I ran into this black dude. He's like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I'm picking up some clothes. I might get on stage and I want. He's like, yeah, I was in a band. I'm in a band. I'm like, what band are you in? He goes, you might have heard them. They're called the 5 Ls. I'm like, are you kidding me? He said he was like a DJ or some kind of rap. He was a rapper. He rapped to your when you guys used to have a DJ.
Yes.
He
that's
said he
true.
rapped to the DJ. Do you know who this guy? He's called Popcorn.
No, his name is
Why did I say Popcorn?
no, it's not Popcorn. It's something else. I know him.
You know him. Tell me
But-
what? Who
No,
did
he was not-
Who did I meet?
He was not in the band. This is a guy.
I think I saw him afterwards. I went out in the park. I think I saw him selling drugs in the car. Somebody in the car.
Well, lots of times we had a very strong hip hop element to our shows, and sometimes we had some freestyle moments where
Okay.
people could come up on stage and.
But that guy owned the 5 Ls. That was so weird. How
not-
weird is that?
That's not the first time that's happened.
But how weird is that I'm in a store in Winston and this guy says he's in a 5 Ls? And he said, but he honestly, with detail, he mentioned all your bros in the band, including Bo.
Yeah.
So he knows the
Oh
band.
yeah. Yeah. That's not the first time that's happened.
That was so weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still hanging on to that. I mean, I'm not hanging on to it that hard.
No, not too hard.
And I was in it for real. He did it one time maybe.
Maybe.
Anyway. All right, let's take.
How did we get on that?
I don't know. You went on a tangent.
I'm sorry.
That's on you, Steve.
I'm sorry.
Take a lap.
Forgive me.
But no, check it out.
What are we checking out?
Coming up, we do have a so to speak and chip chat. I want to tease it with this.
Did I make that?
Yeah, you did. In so to speak, last night I'm not kidding. This is not a joke. This is not a
What?
bit.
Okay.
Last night, I had a dream about sodas.
Oh, yeah?
And I woke up at like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, oh, I've got to talk about this on So to Speak.
Okay, so this is new to me.
And I pulled my phone out, jotted it down because I knew I would forget, saved it, and went to sleep.
Oh, Lord.
I knew I wanted to talk about it tonight. And we got that coming up on So to Speak, so you guys stay tuned.
If you look as broad as this, and you'd rather look as slim as this, try the AIDS-reducing plan. Delicious tasting AIDS candy contains vitamins and minerals, no drugs. Taken with a hot drink before meals, AIDS helps you curb your appetite. You eat less because you want less, so you lose weight naturally. Thousands of men and women have lost weight on the AIDS plan. You can too. Why not try AIDS? They work.
Simple, easy, basic. Add a little push and pull. Windmill or the spin maneuver. Or the figure 8 move. We got what we call the roll.
Devil stick.
Accept no imitation.
What it is, kid. The original Harvey Freeman Devil Sticks by Panax Consumer Products.
I'm Beefsteak Charlie. Beefsteak Chuck's been telling me about restaurant school.
Uncle Charlie, everything we learned in school you shouldn't do and couldn't do, you do.
I've always believed in giving people a lot for a little. No one beefs about the check at Beefsteak Charlie. And on Mondays through Fridays for just $9.99, get all the barbecued ribs and chicken you can eat. At Beefsteak Charlie's, we won't stop giving until you say, Uncle, 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 Uncle.
Lake Dolores, the magical water world that features the most exciting high-speed water slides. The family fun place that offers relaxation and incredible thrills just off the I-15 Las Vegas freeway near Barstow. Call now for special rates. Glide down the 200-foot water slides up to 50 miles an hour. Good, clean, safe fun. A thrill a second. Bring the kids. Picnic. Camp overnight. Fly the giant swings at Lake Dolores. The magical water world that guarantees a fun-filled time.
That's Lake Clitoris.
Clitoris.
No.
Lake Clitoris.
No.
A whole lake of clitoris. Clitoris Lake. Clitoris.
What?
These are the worst glasses I've ever had.
You look like RoboCop, son.
Where's the other lens?
Steve's a cyborg. What, these? What are these? Put these on.
I had those on already.
We'll put these on.
I
you
had
already put
those
those on.
on already.
All right.
I was trying to mix
I don't
it
know
up.
nothing. Let's get into a So to Speak, everybody. The guitars and heart pit. So I had a Mexican Fanta orange I was going to pick up today, and I think we've done it before.
Mexican
But
Fanta?
So to Speak, as opposed to Chip Chat, which we're trying to look for new and unique chips every week. So to Speak is not necessarily that. It's kind of like what soda we're vibing on, kind of like a record. It doesn't have to be a new record every week.
Build the soda wall.
It's kind of like what you're
the soda wall.
vibing on. But I did find a new one, so I put the Mexican
that?
Fanta back. The Canada Dry,
That looks like piss.
ginger ale, and
you
orange
pee?
ale.
You
Look at
peed.
that.
Orangeade ginger ale?
Yeah, let's hold this up if we can.
Oh,
I got it. I
impressed.
got it.
I'm impressed. Who makes Canada Dry? Is that Pepsi or Coke? It's independent. Cheer one.
So I've not tried
Really?
this. This is a new one for us.
See, we got a specialist with sodas. So, Orangeade Canada Dry. It's going to have a ginger ale taste with orange.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm
Carl in
calling
it? Carl.
You know, Metal Theologian said there's nothing funnier than watching Carl do the Carl.
Carl
And I
do the
said,
Carl.
Kleenex is still the best tissue, and nobody can out-Carl a Carl. Write that down, somebody.
That's true. Carl's the best Carler we know.
I'm not going to pay a lot for this muffler. Jesus Christ, 2014.
Ginger ale and orangeade. What's it say right there? I can't read. 'Cause these
That's
glasses
good,
aren't
but
real
my
glasses.
alcoholic brain immediately goes to...
It says made from real ginger with real juice.
Man, that screams mixer to me, dude. I mean, it's good regardless. But to me, that says, ooh,
Oh, that's good.
it's real good.
That's like, you know what that is?
What would Daryl Earnhardt do about this?
That's like a light, it's a very light orange soda with ginger added.
Yeah, it's light
Think
and
about on the
crisp. Yeah.
think about it on the orange side and then add
That's
the
good,
ginger.
folks.
That's good. Think about that with vodka or
It would make a
maybe
punch.
even a little bit of gin.
All right, hold up. Help me out. Hold that.
I'll hold it.
'Cause
Find the lid.
oh, I just broke a whole bunch of records. Trying to
Do they
rake.
sell this in a smaller bottle? Because this is a big bottle.
That's the only one I've ever seen.
Because I'd like to have this in a smaller bottle.
Duly noted.
I don't think I can drink 2 liters of that.
Well, no. And somebody's going to take this home with them because I don't do sugar.
I'll take it.
So.
I'm gonna mix it with some gin, see how that turns out.
Yeah, oh, it'd be good with it. That's what my first
Any
thought
kind of-
was. Immediately.
Any clear liquor.
Immediate mixer, for sure.
Immediate mix.
Now, stand by.
Stand by. Dream sequence.
Dream sequence. You know,
Tell us about your dreams.
as I'm talking about, as we're thinking
We
about,
will interpret
so to
them.
speak, tonight. Last night, I had this just apparition in my head. or
Apparition.
You may call it a dream. And it's one of these, it was one of the most positive soda moments of my life. And it's something that probably a lot of people can relate to. Definitely, I know that Jay can probably relate to this. If you're a kid, an American kid, especially kind of close to our age or whatever, you probably played Little League Baseball.
Oh God, yes.
You played Little League Baseball?
I did, sir.
Ball?
Yes, sir. I wasn't good.
But part of the culture and especially that American fabric of Little League Baseball.
God, baseball starts in like 3 or 4 days.
And that's what
Are
kind
you
of made me
ready?
think about it.
Are you ready?
That's what kind of made me think about
excited.
it.
I'm excited.
As baseball approaches, that Little
That's-
League Baseball.
You know, that's when I start feeling like a real American. Right before baseball season starts.
This is even more American.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
When you finish your Little League Baseball game,
Yeah.
in our era at least, it was always one of the parents'
You get
responsibilities.
fruit by the foot.
No. One of our parents' responsibilities was to bring like a cooler of
Juice box.
drinks for the team.
Okay.
And they switched every week or every game for what
I'm sure
parent did it.
I'm sure your parents brought healthy drinks.
No, when this is the 80s and early 90s, and
So they
everybody brought
nobody
sodas.
gave a shit.
No, it's after the game.
Grape soda.
It's whatever. I
Whatever.
mean, whatever the parent. It's the
Tell
parents.
Tell us where we're going with this.
It's some parents brought Pepsis and Mountain Dews and da-da-da. Somebody maybe brought Capri Suns and Gatorades. Somebody brought Coke, Sprite, and da-da-da. But it was always different, and it was always for. Nowadays, everybody's so worried about health. And I'm concerned about health.
It's juicy juice.
You bring orange slices in Ziploc bags, and people, that's great. God
Some
bless
hummus.
you. But when we were kids, it was
Shit, bring it on.
Coca-Colas,
All right.
Pepsi-Colas.
I'm gonna stop you right there and tell you a little story.
Okay.
This was when I was in like 3rd grade.
Country Time
No,
Lemonade was one of those.
This was in Texas.
That's
I must have
coming.
been. I was in the 4th or the 5th grade. We all were brought into the gymnasium for a presentation where they said, "Hey, hey kids."
I remember this.
I'm sorry to tell you again, but this is what
Yeah.
happened. This is like 1975, maybe. Hey kids, we're here to introduce to you a great new drink. It's called Mellow Yellow, and all the kids got a sample of
That's
Mellow
nuts.
Yellow, and the rest of the day was shit because everybody was hitting the walls.
Well, it's funny because our man Farley.
They did a school presentation.
That's
where
nuts.
They introduced Mellow Yellow to us.
Our man
one of the
Farley
highest
just-
caffeine sodas at the time.
Our man Farley just joined us, and he said, "I miss Country Time Lemonade," and that's kind of where I was
I
going.
love Country Time.
That's where I was going with this, because no matter what parent or what cooler popped out at the end of the night, if we had Coke and Sprite and da-da-da, I always picked the weirdest soda in the cooler. If you had Pepsi and Mountain Dew and Sprite, I was grabbing the Sun Kiss that was in the corner. If you had Cokes and Meliellas and Gatorades,
Right.
I was grabbing the Country Time lemonade stuck in the corner.
Yeah.
Whatever the weird soda in the batch was, I was grabbing it. Was this a precursor for Soda Speak?
Probably.
I mean, I was always grabbing the weirdo.
Right.
We had Pepsis in my house. We're a Pepsi family. Tasted the Carolinas. Step to it.
Go for it. Cheer one and
that's what we did. But
Sun Drop.
But I never stopped doing that for probably 10 years. Whatever's in the cooler, I got the weirdest, most sun-kissed, Country Time, Yoo-Hoo.
I'm still trying to figure out. When I lived in Germany in like 69, 70, we used to go on field trips, and my mom would always give me a cherry soda. And I don't know if it was Cheerwine.
I like a pink
there
lady.
was some. It was in Germany, so it was a cherry soda that we would get in Germany. I don't know if it was an American thing.
Capitalist
I'm
Blood.
still trying to figure out what it was. Capitalist Blood cherry soda.
Yeah, that's what the red was.
I got you.
It dripped down. You ever seen it?
I've seen it many times.
Do a chip chat. We're fucking around.
Are we doing sodas or chips?
We just did a soda.
What was our soda?
I'm not raising my voice.
Ginger ale, orangeade. I would give that a thumbs up.
It's pretty good.
A 2-liter thumbs up.
It's a good soda.
It's a very good soda.
I'm not raising my voice.
Talk a little soft about it.
No matter how stupid everybody else is. We got Chris Wild says white lemonade in Britain. Woo! R White's lemonade in Britain.
R White?
Man, that sounds delicious.
Send it. Self-addressed stamped envelope.
We got somebody that wants to send us some chips.
I approve.
From the chip capital of the
I've
world.
Heard,
chip capital of the world.
Plano, Texas?
No. Where would you think it was?
The chip capital would be Texas,
No,
where Frito-Lay's headquarters.
No.
Chip capital. Are we talking like Idaho, where potatoes are harvested?
If you think about it,
the chip capital.
Where all the big guys at?
Well, actually Frito-Lay is headquartered out of Texas.
Nope.
I'm sorry, but there's none bigger.
There are. If you combine three.
F you, Charles.
No.
What?
Hares.
Oh, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Okay.
Utz.
No, I'm sorry.
Wise.
It's
all
cool,
three.
It's a cooler place for chips to come from, but there's none bigger than Plano, Texas.
But Hares, Wise,
Go fuck yourself.
No, come on. Hares, Wise,
I hear you.
And Utz.
And
all the.
And there's others. There's that weird one that Marcus brought us that has just numbers and letters.
More importantly, he said, because that's what I said, was like, oh yeah, you're in Pennsylvania. That's where these come from. He's like, no. But then he listed all these like weirder ones. He said, do you guys have a P.O. box?
Oh my God.
So McLaurin's going to send us some.
Well, I was trying to get the folks at Rocket to send us some sodas, but they wouldn't even respond to my fucking
Pennsylvania.
What's wrong with
Aaron knows it.
Amen, brother.
That's right. All right.
Pennsylvania.
I picked these up last week.
Yeah, you did.
Snyder's.
That's a Pennsylvania thing.
You know Snyder's of Hanover.
Snyder's of Hanover, Pennsylvania?
No, but stop. These are Snyder's of Berlin.
Berlin? Not Berlin, Germany. Probably Berlin. Let me see. Kentucky. Berlin. Where are they from?
If everybody would shut the fuck up, I'll
get on it, man. You should have already done your research.
We were playing in the kitchen and invented a new shape of fun. Puffin bites.
A new shape of fun.
These bite-sized babies are just the right size for popping into your mouth. Inappropriate. And just the right size for big flavors like these 3-pepper cheese. We blended fan favorite spices of jalapeno, cayenne, and chili, plus a little sour cream on top of our famous cheese. It's deep, it's complex,
oh, it's deep.
It's biteable. Our home of Berlin, Pennsylvania is a model of small-town America and is indeed Somerset County known as America's county since 1947.
I will say there's a swath of America where the Germans just laid waste to, and they're like, we're going to own this whole area.
Waste.
It's like the lower half of Indiana, the lower half of Ohio, into Pennsylvania, West Virginia, across.
My ding-dong hurts from not peeing enough about it.
There you go.
Snyder of Berlin has been an active member of the community and region, and we are proud to share this part of it with you. Well, God bless him. God bless him. So these look like, oh, they're like cheese balls.
Let's see these shoes I got on tonight.
Butt shoes. Snyder.
Snyder. How about Snyder from One Day at a Time?
Yeah,
you think he had a job in it and involved in it?
Good afternoon, Mr. Romano.
You want me to fix your plumber?
You want to
You got a sink problem?
I'm gonna coyly.
So this is like a short puff, basically.
They're real puffs.
Short puff. Short puff.
I'm gonna interject a joke about fucking,
look-
Mr. Romano.
They look like tater tots, but they're like puffs. Oh wow, they're puffy.
They're real puffy.
Wow.
They disintegrate.
I'm biting a cloud of
Yep,
cheese.
and they go away. They're in your mouth. Bam, they go away.
I'll be honest with you. I've never been a puff fan.
I'm a big puff guy.
I'm a crunchy guy.
These are spicy and they disintegrate immediately.
I do like the spice, and I like the fact that there's something going on other than just a puff. I like them better than the Frito-Lay puff, than the Cheeto puff.
Let me cut to the chase.
It's a Pennsylvania puff.
Let me cut to the chase. These are fucking amazing. These are great.
Okay. All right, brother. What?
Spicy.
They are spicy.
And they're
And what's the flavor? 3 pepper cheese.
they don't cut the roof of your mouth.
No.
Cheese ball. You know, cheese puffs can do that little like thing when you eat it. You know, try to squeeze it down with your mouth.
You press it in.
You press it. You're trying to disintegrate
This
it.
just disintegrates.
These disintegrate on their own.
You try to press it and it dissolves.
Farley, you dig them the most, baby. Check these out. Snyder's of Berlin. On sale this week.
Not Hanover.
Not Hanover.
Got to go to Berlin.
Berlin.
That's about the best puff I've had. Honestly, I'm not a puff fan. Probably the best puff chip that I've had.
Man.
I don't call it a chip, though. Is that a chip?
We've called them chips.
Even Jay wants more.
Jay's intrigued about them.
Jay more.
Oh, Jay, put your pecker up now.
Put that away.
You can't have your pecker out and eat chips. Put it away.
You can leave your balls out, but
No,
put the pecker away.
no pecker. You in Georgia, Farley? Steve's a big Dogs fan. He's a Georgia graduate.
I'm an alum.
He's a dog guy.
Who's in Georgia?
Old Farley.
Oh, Farley? He's not the only one.
We got Ken down there. Everybody's got Ken.
We got family. I'll tell you about it.
Well, God bless you.
What
man.
part of Georgia are we talking about?
Farley's got a great channel.
Where's Farley? He's in Savannah? Is he in Augusta? Is he in Atlanta? Is he in Columbus? I saw his shirt before.
Oh, the dog shirt.
Oh, okay.
He's got a killer series. You know what it's called?
What's it called?
Killer Hooks and Comic Books.
Oh, I'll have to check that out.
Or Comic Books and Killer Hooks. I can't remember which way. But
Killer
so
Hooks and Comic Books.
He's Ken. I mean, I think we may be Ken.
I like some comics now.
Yeah, we all like comics.
I got like about 20 boxes
toys and
downstairs
games
I need
and
to get rid
records.
of.
So we need to. He's near Gainesville, Northeast Georgia.
Hey, there's a new show coming to MeTV. It's called Collector's Call. And it's all about shit we like to do, collecting shit.
Is that the Lisa Wilshire show?
Lisa, the girl from Facts of Life, is hosting it.
Lisa Wilshire.
It's like their first original programming show.
Yeah.
They're going to find her period.
Jay's making
the
it
collector
inappropriate.
has found
No.
her period.
Jay's getting inappropriate about it.
What a show that I dropped in on.
Well, holy shit. He said Gainesville. He said that's where AJ Styles lives.
Gainesville is they kill a lot of chickens in Gainesville. I ran
You're
a route.
clucking crazy.
I ran a route that brought me to Gainesville, and there's a big lot of chicken processing going on in Gainesville.
That's
Georgia.
foul.
It's a little. It's like west of Athens, north of Atlanta.
Where is it from East Wisconsin?
I need to find East Wisconsin first.
Okay. Yeah, he said AJ Styles used to wrestle locally.
Yep.
That's badass, dude.
Yep.
If you've not seen any of our wrestling promos that we've cut,
I love Georgia.
dig back through. Send us a message and we'll link you to it. Jay's got a great wrestling promo he cut on me that if you've not seen, yeah, we got to keep that rolling. Anyway, everybody, poultry capital of the U.S.
That's what I'm saying about fucking chickens, goddammit. Just an old sweet song. Keeps Georgia on my mind.
All right, let's get on with it. We're gonna play some more records. Hey, go over to the Twitch channel. We're gonna keep playing records.
Twitch it.
Twitch it up.
Get on it and subscribe, smash it, do what you gotta do.
Smash the like
Take
button.
your penis and just batter the
Look,
hell out of it.
A lot of people watching. Hit the like button if you dig it. If not, that's your own problem. Then go over to the Twitch channel, hit follow. We're trying to get affiliated on Twitch. So go over
Follow
to Twitch,
you, follow me.
and we're gonna play some more records.
Hey, you got
over
something,
on
we'll
Twitch.
follow it. Just follow us back,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
We'll hit you up. So God bless you. Thanks for joining us and sticking with us and hanging with us for so many damn years. And man, it's been really cool. And 301, baby. It's that 301 carbine from Apex Legends. Who plays? Hit me up. PS4. All right. You guys playing Apex Legends? Let's squad up. We'll get loose, baby. Let's squad up with it. All right, thank you, everybody. We'll see you next time on a Grown Man Record Night, where you might hear Mikey Bananas say, "I didn't think homeless people fought that hard."